Hello, my name is Kim, and today I'll be taking you through one of my favorite recipes in the Thermomix, and it's the banana bread. I really enjoy making this recipe. It gets made at least once a week in our household. It's great for breakfast, for snacks, great for the kids. And I just thought I'd take you through just so you can see how easy it is to use the Thermomix. So I am using the guided cooking today, which is on the Cook I Do app, and which is free for anyone to go on for the first 30 days if you wanted to take a look and see all that there is to offer. Everything is at your fingertips when you use the guided cooking with the Cook I Do app. There's over 50,000 recipes worldwide. So you could have recipes from Mexico, from Spain, from France, you name it. So let's get started. So it's going to tell me to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. I have my oven preheating. It's telling me to grease my tin that I'm going to use, which I've already done. So now, starting with the ingredients, 350 grams of ripe bananas. So I'm going to add my bananas that I've already, some of them that went off today, other ones that I had in the freezer that I knew I was going to use at some point in time. And then now we're going to mix them up. I'm going to do it for 5 seconds on speed 6. There you go, that sound tells us that it's done. For the next step. Next step, I'm going to add, I'll show you actually before I move on. Here's the texture of the banana. So look how easy that is in order to get it into a nice kind of base for our batter. I am going to kind of scrape down the sides just to make sure all the yumminess gets incorporated in. There we go. This is also a great feature with the spatula. It actually has a flat edge, so when you put it on the counter, no matter what way you put it down, the part of the spatula that touches the food was never going to touch your countertop, which is excellent. So 130 grams of butter, unsalted butter. Now this calls for 150 grams of caster sugar. I actually think that's quite a bit of sugar, so I actually cut that in half. So I only do 75 grams. And that's fine with the guided cooking. It doesn't really force you to do exactly the amount, so you can do things to your own liking. So now it wants me to put in the measuring cup into the bowl. Now we're going to mix that in and incorporate it, speed 4. So this is using the blades and it's just blending everything together, which is really great. So now if I was just on my own, I would be washing dishes, putting those ingredients away if I wasn't all pre-measured. I'm just using the bowls today and pre-measuring everything so things go quicker on the video. If I was doing this just for myself, I would just be pouring stuff right purely out of the bag and out of the containers. So again, it wants us to scrape it down. So I'll show you here. So here we have that all incorporated in. Again, yummy base for our batter. Okay, like that. Okay, next, it's telling me to put in 2 eggs. So I have 2 eggs here. Go. Again, put the lid back on so we can incorporate for 10 seconds. So that's just running on speed 4. And this is actually a really good recipe. I get my son to help me out quite a bit. He loves it. He loves adding all of the ingredients in. That's probably when I would pre-measure everything as well. And that's actually quite easy to do, even if you were in the middle of a recipe. And I can kind of show you right now. If I went to my home, it bookmarks the recipe that I was on. I can scroll, and these are all the preset functions. You can't quite see them, but there's a scale function. And what you can do is you could put like just any kind of kitchen bowl on top. You tear it, you put the ingredients into the top, and it would weigh it and it would tell you how much. And that's how I actually do all of my pre-measuring. It's really good, so you don't need to use kitchen scales. It's all in your handy kitchen Thermomix. Now I want to go back to my recipe, so I hit the little bookmark, and I go back to exactly where I was in the recipe, which is great. It's asking me to add 220 grams of the plain flour. Here we go. Added that. Next thing, so we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So you know, if you're quite the baker, you probably don't need the measuring spoons. You probably know how much. I don't know, I just use it just to kind of keep it. Because I actually never really baked until I had a Thermomix. And the Thermomix just made it so easy to make everything from scratch. So now I do it all the time, and my family loves it. It's nice to have the fresh baked smells in your house and to have the yummy results of it as well. It's asking for a pinch of salt. A little bit of salt in there. Asking for the bicarb soda. Just do 1 teaspoon of it. Now 100 grams of buttermilk. Now this is a trick. Buttermilk, you don't always have it. This is just regular. I have just 1% milk. So I'm putting in the 100 grams. And actually a friend of mine, she told me about this. So I said, oh, I'm always running out and buying buttermilk, but you know, I don't use it, you know, for anything other than my baking. And she's like, oh, you can just use regular milk and just add a little squeeze of lemon juice. So there's a little hack for anyone. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. 1, 2. Get mixed. Now it's asking me to put the lid back on, and because I took the measuring cup out to show you the measuring, I got to put the measuring cup in. Something I can show you actually just really quickly. This is the measuring cup. You can see it's got a pour spout, and it actually, I don't know if you can see it, it has like 50 mils, 100 mils. You can actually measure in there. But this lid also kind of sits on top, and it allows you to do things like incorporating like oils and that type of thing, emulsification. So it would gradually add that when you're mixing. Anyways, that's just a little aside. So now 20 seconds on speed 4. So as I said, I never really did any baking until I owned a Thermomix. I just started looking through things that I liked to purchase and saw that it was really easy to make with the Thermomix. So I make things like chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal cookies, banana bread, muffins, cakes, and there, we're done. So I'll show you what the end result looks like. And now it's ready to put into my muffin tin. There we go, all ready. So that took what? Let's see, less than 10 minutes to have a nice, yummy cake batter. So there we go. See it all pouring out. So it just pours out nice and good. And I will put that in the oven, and it bakes for, but they say 50 to 60 minutes depending on your oven. So I will be back and show you the finished result. I just came back because I actually just realized I wanted to show you something. So I automatically just said I was going to put it in the oven for the 50 to 60 minutes, but if I hit next, it would tell you to bake for the 50 to 60 minutes. So it does tell you, and it reminds you how long and what the temperature is. So it's at 180 degrees Celsius. And then it tells you to allow, after that, to allow it to cool in the tin for 30 minutes before turning it onto a wire rack, which we'll do. And then serve warm or allowed to cool. So that's it kind of just takes you through. But I also thought what might be interesting is to show you the clean function. I was about to start cleaning up while this is cooking or baking, and I thought I'd show you. So this is what the bowl looks like after all the batter came out. See, it's quite messy and that type of thing. I'm just going to add just from the tap. Hear my tap going. Just about enough water to cover the blades. So there I've just added, I don't know if you can see that, just some tap water. Put it on. Now because this had raw egg in it, I personally like to put just a little bit of dish detergent in it. Just put 1 drop, that's all. I'll put the lid on. You can see the lid has a bit of mess too. And I'm going to do it 8 seconds one way and then 8 seconds the other way, in reverse. Actually, I'm doing on speed. What this does is it just swirls the water around. Now it's going in reverse, so just swirling it around in a different direction. Okay. So now I think the dish should be done. That's great. Take that off. See, it just has a little bit of suds on it from the dish soap. I will just pour this out into the sink. Do a little rinse. There you go. Look how clean that is. Shiny, ready to go for the next recipe. Hello, so my timer's just gone off, so it means the banana bread is ready. So I'm just going to pull it out of the oven and show you what it looks like. Here we go. Here's the finished product. Put it over here. So now what the recipe recommends is to let it cool for about 20 minutes. And then I will be doing the final touches, which is putting it onto a cooling rack, slicing it up, and serving it to my family. I wish you could smell how yummy it smells in here. If you have any questions, or if you would like to have a virtual cooking experience, please get in touch with me. My name's Kim. You can reach me at thermiekim@gmail.com. So it's THERMIEKIM@gmail.com. Anyways, thanks again for watching and hope to see you soon.